Afternoon. You got me. You got me for a second. You got me for a second. I had some things I had to get done after practice. Yeah, a little different, huh? NFL Friday on a Thursday. That's what I keep saying. My wife calls that. Anytime we have it was Monday night game, she'll go, "This is a Friday on a Saturday, right?" Or whatever it is. But listen, I know you got. I don't know if there'll be many questions about what happened on Monday night, but hearts, prayers. Listen, Sean McDermott and Leslie Frazier are close friends. It was hard to watch, and Sid gave me a little bit. It sounded like things are good, and I think that's great. So keep praying.
With your guys, have you seen them throughout the week go through some of this stuff and they hear good news?
Yeah, well, early, obviously, I thought Coach Reed did a great job, and Rick and Dr. T with everything early in the week. And obviously the first day, I think we were back here on Tuesday. Yeah, right away on Tuesday, and it happened Monday night. So, but I think that news probably would help everybody, right? I really wasn't checking in. I mean, we had little conversations with guys here and there, and everybody else feels the same way, that the most important thing is the health of that young man.
Did you ever, through the pre-draft process at all, interact with them, or did you ever pop up in your guys' conversations?
I don't recall. My memory's not great now, Sam, but I don't. But I've heard nothing but great things about him, which is great to hear.
Coach, this might be weird, but you know how this year, we really focused on not helmet to helmet, tackling, going more for the body, then the head, then the neck. Now you see what could have been a blow to the chest can do damage too. I mean, how do you think all of this is going to make change in the league?
Be interesting. I don't know. I mean, listen, there's leadership people in the NFL office that obviously the intent has been for a number of years the safety of the players. That's why we have all these rule changes or adjustments, and we've adjusted our coaching. I mean, we really have. The way coach practices the guys has changed. I think all of it's been good for the safety of this particular game, and then this kind of odd thing happened. We'll just have to see. There's going to be specialists and doctors and people that are way smarter than I am that will figure out what to do. But if there's a change, we'll all adjust to it. Yeah.
Does it feel like Raiders Week?
It always feels like Raiders Week. I mean, anytime you play them. I mean, listen, and that's real, right? I mean, when I first got here in 2019, we felt it. We're excited about playing them. I mean, we are talking about something that was really important, but you can get me fired up and talk about the Raiders. I'm good. I'm ready to roll because we got to go play a game and try to find a way to win.
What's the change of Juan Thornhill? He mentioned Jared Stidham, a gunslinger. That's what he mentioned him as. I mean, you're not facing the same Raiders team you were the first time you played.
No.
What's the challenge?
Well, I tell you what, the first thing that sticks out is there's a lot of weapons over there. They got really good tight end. They got wideouts. That running back is for real. I think the offensive play call is for real. I know Josh real well. And when they put number 3, they put Stidham in there last week. Don't take this too far, but the mechanics and actions of the way he was doing. I saw Tom Brady, because I'm sure Josh coaches it that way. I'm talking about the way he get in our checks and the kind of the signals he was using. But this guy's a real good player. I thought he was real aggressive last week. They put some points on the board on a really good defense. So we got ourselves quite a challenge defensively going out there during Raiders Week, which we know is real special, and go try to find a way to win a game.
What was your biggest takeaway from Devontae Adams from the first time you faced him? 52-yard touchdown, a 48-yard touchdown. What are you telling your young guys they need to be aware of this time around? Yeah, well, we need to play him more like we did when he was at Green Bay in that game. We had a good day that day, and he had a good day against us, so it's been back and forth. We'll mix it up. He's a guy we got to take away. Got a lot of respect for him. He's had a heck of a year. Josh knows how to use him. And anytime you have a wide out and then you throw the tight end in there with a guy that can run the ball, the running back, you just can't focus on one thing. That's what makes it a challenge. That's why they're a real good offense.
With your rookie corners, Jalen and Joshua, what goes into you and Dave Merritt of when to play which guy?
Yeah, we've tried to play them both, throughout the season because we knew when we got to this point we might need them both. The minute there's an injury, and LJ had the injury, you got to put them both in there. So, listen, Dave and Donald and the players themselves are working all the time on getting better. And one thing about working with both Josh and Jalen is they want to be coached, right? They want to get better. They want to do good. They don't want to let the team down. The position they play is a challenging one. When they make a mistake, everybody knows about it. Not always true in the interior line when they make a mistake. So we're just going to keep grinding away with those guys, and we need them. We're going to need them here.
You mentioned LJ. With the shadowing, he's starting to play some all-pro football. How do you think he's maybe leveled up a little bit this year?
Yeah, listen, I can't say enough about LJ. I could talk the whole press conference on LJ. I'm a believer in LJ Sneed. I think you just said all-pro, and probably, I think he's already there, even before all that. That's how, and we as a unit feel that way about him and know that he's a key guy for us to be really good.
Coach, you want the players to focus game to game, just focus on the Raiders, nothing else. But you coaches are notorious for looking ahead, trying to plan ahead, the next opponent. We don't know what's going to happen. You could have 8 teams in the playoffs. You might have a bye week, you might not. We don't know what they're doing with the #1 seed. So is it driving you all crazy that you can't, like, do anything ahead?
No.
No?
Raiders. I mean, I'm being honest. I mean, I haven't thought about that at all. But that's me. I don't think it makes any sense to look forward right now, to be honest with you. We've got a pretty tough job right now.
When Pete asked earlier about, when LJ was out, you guys had 3 rookie cornerbacks on the field at that time. Do you recall, and I guess I'm asking you to test your memory. My last question, you said you didn't have a good memory. Do you recall having
that?
just pure rookie cornerbacks out there?
I don't think so. And I'd be willing to bet that I haven't been a part of that. But those guys went out there and did a nice job, and it was great to see LJ come back. He's talking about a tough guy now. I don't know if anybody's ever had a hip pointer or whatever it is, but that's painful. Somebody might have had it. It's painful. And he went right back out there, and hopefully.
I'm sorry, how did he look in practice the last couple of days?
Yeah, like just now today, Adam, he didn't get full because he's still feeling pain and it's a little bit uncomfortable. But he's a tough sucker, and we need him to tough it out for this game. Short week, made it a little bit tougher.
Couple more.
LJ's in pretty rare company right now as far as tackles this season, and just with them, I mean, he might set the NFL record for most tackles by a corner in the season. How rare is he that? I mean, have you ever seen a corner as good as a tackler as he is at this point in his career?
No, he's pretty good. Everybody knows Troy Vincent. I had Troy Vincent in Philadelphia. He's a pretty good tackler too. But LJ's been inside, he's been outside. But when you said that about the tackling, as soon as you said, so we're talking about a corner, right? I don't know if that's good or bad. When a corner's making, right? You'd rather have your linebackers and D linemen make them. But he's an all-around player, LJ. It's not just coverability and go back. He's everything. He can blitz, he can tackle, he's tough, he's all that.
It makes you feel better. Bolton's 14 tackles away from the team record for tackles. So.
That'd be nice to get that. I mean, but like I told the guys the other day, we're chasing rings and not records, and those guys are focused on it too. But I love it when our guys get any of that. I mean, I think it just shows, how committed they are.
Steve, back in training camp, you had 8 rookies, and you're like, oh, they're all going to be significant, and you were like a little trepidatious about having so many new guys that had to make such significant contributions. We're at the last week of the season now.
Yeah.
You kind of look back at it, just the progress of all those guys being able to try to hit their peak form now. Is there anything you say would have looked back differently, or say, oh, could have changed here, or did you just like the way they progressed toward this?
Yeah, I'm not sure we would have changed anything. I mean, we brought some of them along slowly, others we didn't. I mean, George got thrown in the fire right away. Trent got thrown in the fire and they got hurt. And then some guys were forced to go in there. But coaching is just developing guys, right? Teaching and developing. And as soon as they get here, that's what we do. And the guys that progress real quickly, they get in there more. The guys that don't, they lag behind. Each one of them kind of went at their own pace.
The last couple of weeks, you guys have played teams that have lost a lot of close games. When you look at them on tape, you probably look at the talent and say, I don't know why they don't have a better record.
Yeah.
You guys win all these close games. Is there something you could put your finger on why you guys win these games at the end or hold on and some of these teams can't?
Patrick Mahomes. I can't. I think every game is differently. I just know that when the games get close, I talk to the defense about this all the time, that's going to fall on us. That means we're ahead, and it falls on the defense to close it out. We've been able to do it in some games, and I think there's some along the way that we didn't, and as we get down into what we're getting to, that's going to become really important.
Thanks, everybody.
Gotta do it. Okay, good. You got it. Enjoy.